Hi, I'm Wilder. I never thought my world would unravel because of a routine traffic stop. My wife Eliza and I were heading home from dinner when those flashing lights appeared in our rearview mirror. What's that about? I wasn't speeding, Eliza said, her knuckles whitening as she gripped the wheel. I shrugged. Probably just a tail light or something, no big deal. The officer approached, asked for license and registration, standard procedure. But when he took Eliza's license back to his cruiser, I noticed he was on the radio longer than usual. Everything okay? I asked when he finally returned, handing back her documents. All set, ma'am. Drive safely. Then he leaned toward my window and whispered, Sir, could I have a word with you? Eliza glanced at me nervously. What's this about? Probably nothing, I said, stepping out. I'll just be a minute. The officer led me a few paces from the car. Name's Officer Mercer. Look, I shouldn't be doing this, but something came up when I ran your wife's license. She's hiding something that could destroy you. What are you talking about? My stomach tightened. Can't give specifics, could lose my badge, but check her maiden name. Hayes isn't her real one, and ask about Pittsburgh 2016. Back in the car, Eliza was fidgeting with her wedding ring. What was that about? Nothing, I lied. Just warning me about a broken tail light. My friend Marcus called later that night. We'd been buddies since college, and he worked in the DA's office. Man, you sound tense, he said when I answered. Just tired. Hey, random question. You ever run a background check on someone close to you? Whoa, that's not random. What's going on? It's Eliza. A cop stopped us today and hinted she's hiding something serious. That's wildly inappropriate for an officer, Marcus said. But now that it's out there, what exactly did he say? I lowered my voice, though Eliza was in the shower. Said her maiden name is fake. Mentioned Pittsburgh 2016. Dude, that's when you guys met, right? At that conference? Yeah, which makes it weirder. Can you help me look into this? This could blow up in your face, Wilder, if you're wrong. And if I'm right, what then? Marcus sighed. Come by tomorrow, bring a photo. I shouldn't do this, but I'd want someone to do it for me. When I hung up, Rachel, Eliza's best friend, was calling on the other line. Hey, Rachel, what's up? Just checking if you guys made it home okay. Eliza mentioned you got pulled over. Yeah, no big deal. Hey, you've known Eliza since college, right? Did she ever mention Pittsburgh before we met? A pause. Why are you asking about that? Just curious. Something came up in conversation. Wilder, some things are better left alone. If Eliza wanted to talk about Pittsburgh, she would. The bathroom door opened and Eliza emerged in her robe. Who's that? Rachel, I said, just checking we got home okay. Let me talk to her, Eliza said, reaching for the phone. I handed it over, watching her face carefully. Something was off, and I was going to find out what. Marcus whistled as he slid the file across his desk. You're not going to like this. Just tell me, I said, my coffee untouched. Eliza Hayes doesn't exist before 2016, but Jessica Winters does. Looks exactly like your wife, disappeared from Pittsburgh right when Eliza appeared in your life. So she changed her name. That's not a crime. It is when you're fleeing charges. Marcus tapped the file. Jessica Winters was the financial controller at Keystone Investments. $500,000 vanished under her watch. I stared at the mugshot. My wife's face, different hair. This has to be a mistake. There's more. 2 investors lost everything. 1 took his life. She was charged but skipped town before trial. That's not the woman I married. People reinvent themselves, man. Look, talk to Detective Reyes. He scribbled a number. She worked the case, now she's here in Portland. Later that day, I met Detective Reyes at a coffee shop. She was a stern-looking woman with sharp eyes that missed nothing. Mr. Crawford, she said, extending her hand. Wish we were meeting under better circumstances. Is it really her, my Eliza? She slid over a tablet showing security footage. This is Jessica Winters making a withdrawal the day before the theft was discovered. My wife's face, her mannerisms, even the way she tucked her hair behind her ear. Why tell me this now? It's been 5 years. The case was never closed. We've been monitoring facial recognition hits. Your traffic stop triggered an alert. She's my wife. We have a life. I understand this is difficult, Reyes said, her voice softening slightly, but she stole from people who trusted her. Gerald Fisher lost his retirement and took his own life. His widow still attends every hearing we have, hoping for justice. What happens now? That depends. We need evidence connecting Jessica to Eliza. Bank accounts, fingerprints, your cooperation would help. You want me to turn in my own wife? I want justice for Gerald Fisher and the others, don't you? As I left, I called Rachel. Did you know? I demanded without preamble. Know what? Her voice was too careful. About Eliza, or should I say Jessica? Silence. Then, Wilder, you need to talk to her first. It's complicated. Complicated? She's wanted for embezzlement. A man killed himself. That's not the whole story. Jessica was... So you did know all this time you knew my wife was living a lie. Please just talk to her before you do anything. There are things you don't understand. I understand enough, I said, ending the call. When I got home, Eliza was making dinner, humming to herself. My wife, a stranger. We need to talk, I said, about Pittsburgh, about Jessica Winters. The glass she was holding shattered on the floor. How did you find out? Eliza's voice was barely a whisper. Does it matter? It's true then. I placed the file on the counter between us. Everything. Not everything. She stepped around the broken glass. You've only heard their version. Then tell me yours. 5 years, Eliza, or whatever your name is. 5 years of marriage built on a lie. My name is Eliza now. Legally. I changed it after you stole $500,000 and a man killed himself? I didn't steal anything. Her eyes flashed. I was set up by Harrison Wells, the firm's partner. He was running a Ponzi scheme. When I discovered it, he made me the scapegoat. Convenient story. It's the truth. I found discrepancies in the accounts. When I confronted Harrison, he threatened me. The next day, money was missing, and all evidence pointed to me. So you ran, instead of fighting it? Harrison had connections everywhere. Police, judges. He made it clear what would happen if I stayed. The doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw Detective Reyes and another officer. It's the police, I said. Did you know they've been tracking you? Fear crossed Eliza's face. Wilder, please, don't let them in. Not yet. Why shouldn't I? Because I can prove it wasn't me. I kept evidence, documents showing Harrison's transfers. I was too afraid to use them before, but I never destroyed them. Mrs. Crawford? Detective Reyes called through the door. We'd like to ask you some questions. Where's this evidence? I asked. Storage unit, under my real name, the keys in my jewelry box. I hesitated, torn between the wife I loved and the lies she'd told. Mr. Crawford? Reyes again. We know she's in there. Wilder. Eliza gripped my arm. I've made mistakes. Running was one of them. But I didn't steal that money. And I didn't cause Gerald Fisher's death. That was Harrison covering his tracks. Why should I believe you now? Because despite everything, I've never lied about loving you. That's always been real. The pounding on the door grew louder. Police! Open up! What's it going to be, Wilder? Eliza's eyes held mine. Are you going to let them take me before I can prove my innocence? If I help you and you're guilty, then I deserve whatever comes, but I'm not. I made my decision. Walking to the door, I opened it. Detective Reyes, I said. My wife and I were just discussing Pittsburgh. Mr. Crawford, we have a warrant for Jessica Winters' arrest. Before you do that, I said, there's evidence you should see. Evidence that might change everything. Attempting to obstruct justice? Not obstructing. Ensuring it's served correctly. Harrison Wells set her up. She has proof. Reyes glanced at her partner. Wells is under investigation for other matters. What kind of evidence? Financial records, Eliza said, stepping forward. Transfer authorizations with his signature, backdated entries. I kept copies before I ran. And you're just mentioning this now? I was afraid, but I'm not running anymore. Reyes considered this. You'll still need to come with us, but if this evidence checks out... I understand, Eliza said. Wilder, the storage key, and call Marcus. I'll need a lawyer. As they led her away, she looked back. I'm sorry for not telling you the truth. Whatever happens, know that my love for you was never a lie. I watched them drive away, the evidence key cold in my palm. 3 months later, I sat in the courtroom as Harrison Wells was led away in handcuffs. Beside me, Eliza, legally Jessica again after clearing her name, squeezed my hand. I still can't believe it's over, she whispered. Marcus leaned forward from the row behind us. The DA is already talking about additional charges for Gerald Fisher's death. Wells knew the man was unstable when he called to blame him for losing everything. Will that bring Gerald back? Mrs. Fisher asked, seated nearby. She'd become an unexpected ally once the truth emerged about Wells's manipulation. No, Jessica admitted, nothing will, but at least his name is cleared too. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed us. Detective Reyes created a path through them. Mrs. Crawford, one shouted, do you blame the system for failing you? I blame myself for not fighting harder, Jessica replied. Running only made me look guilty. At the car, Officer Mercer waited awkwardly. I owe you both an apology, he said, especially you, Mrs. Crawford. What I did was unprofessional. But if you hadn't, I pointed out, Wells might never have been caught. Still doesn't make it right. I've accepted my suspension. Jessica studied him. Why did you do it? My sister lost everything to a financial scammer. No one would listen to her. When I saw those flags on your record, he shrugged. I made a judgment call. A lucky one for me, I said, offering my hand. Later at home, Rachel stopped by. She'd been keeping our plants alive during the chaos of the trial. So what happens now? She asked, joining us on the porch. We start over, I said. As Jessica, my wife added, no more hiding. You two are stronger than I thought, Rachel observed. After everything? I looked at the woman I'd married. It hasn't been easy. Trust doesn't rebuild overnight. But it rebuilds, Jessica said, day by day. Marcus called as the sun was setting. Wells is singing like a canary, naming accomplices, other schemes. Your evidence broke the dam? What about Officer Mercer? I asked. Any way to help him? Already on it. His suspension might be reduced given the circumstances. After hanging up, I found Jessica staring at our wedding photo. Should we take new ones? She asked. With my real name? I married you, not your name. I sat beside her. But if you want that fresh start, we'll do it. What I want is to stop looking over my shoulder, to be honest with everyone, especially you. Then that's what we'll do, together. She rested her head on my shoulder. I don't deserve your forgiveness. This isn't about deserving, it's about choosing. Every day we choose who we want to be and who we want in our lives. And you still choose me? After everything? I lifted her chin. The question is, who do you choose to be now? Jessica who runs or Jessica who stands her ground? I'm done running, she said firmly. Whatever comes next, I face it. We face it. Outside, a car door slammed. Detective Reyes approached with a folder. One last signature, she said when we opened the door, officially closing the case against you. As Jessica signed, Reyes added, Wells had dirt on half the department in Pittsburgh. Your instincts were right. Small consolation to the people he hurt, Jessica said. Maybe this helps. Reyes handed her another document. Mrs. Fisher is establishing a foundation for victims of financial fraud. She'd like you to help run it. Jessica's eyes widened. After everything. Sometimes the best advocates are those who've seen both sides, Reyes said. Think about it. After she left, Jessica turned to me. A second chance, a real one. You earned it, I said, by finally fighting back. We earned it, she corrected. I couldn't have done this alone. As night fell, we sat together, planning a future neither of us had imagined 3 months ago. Have you ever discovered someone wasn't who you thought they were? How far would you go to uncover the truth? And would you be prepared for what you might find? Share your thoughts in the comments below.